conference with, the Edmonton media. And of course, in Edmonton, as Ken Holland actually said, there's not much else to do in Edmonton except the Edmonton Elk, the former Edmonton Eskimos of the CFL. So everything is always focused on the Oilers. And like I said, they're playing bad. So at the media availability the other day, Hall of Fame writer Jim Matheson, who's been around covering that team probably since when they entered the league in like the late 70s or early 80s. Anyway, I love this question. So just listen to this back and forth.
Lots of reasons for why the Oilers are playing the way they are in terms of winning and losing. What do you think is the number one reason for the losses now? Is there one thing that you, in your own mind, you say we got to get better at that?
Yeah, we have to get better at everything.
Would you like to expand on that?
Nope. You can do that. You know everything.
Why are you so pissy, Leon? Why are you so pissy?
I'm not. I'm just answering your
Yeah, you are. I asked you a question.
I gave you an answer.
Not a very good one. I have one more for you. Leon, you showed your frustration on the ice last game against Ottawa. Is that a good thing when you show it so the other team knows you're frustrated?
Yeah, it's a great thing, for sure.
Good.
Why are you so pissy? Oh, that's an all-timer.
That's, okay,
If I've never heard anybody say ask that.
the first half of it was, he asked a legitimate normal question.
Yeah,
And Dreisaitl's answer was kind of lame. I agree.
sure, but you can answer however the hell you want.
Yes, he can. And Madison's, why are you so busy?
Yeah.
That's not a phrase that, maybe it's used more in Canada than it is down here. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. It's awesome nonetheless. That exchange was terrific.
Yeah.
And when you're asked a question, you can answer it and take it in any direction you want. And I've been in that position after a game. You lost. We started out 0-5 one year, and they're asking you the same question all the time because they want you to say something more than you really care to say. You're not going to come out and call out certain individuals, in a press conference in that situation. And that's what they're trying to egg you on to do. And just by asking the question, you're already irritated. It irritates you even more. And it's a matter of, hey, how are you going to handle it at that point? And I'm
Unfortunately, the Pistons actually won last night, 133-131, finishing with an 11-0 run. We have the two Grand Slam coming up at 7:25. Yesterday, the National Football League announced that Tampa Bay Buccaneers head football coach Bruce Arians will be fined $50,000 for striking one of his own players.
It's okay. So yes,
So set up the,
there was a punt by the Eagles, and there was a muffed. There was a scrum at the end of it, and one of the players, I think it was Adams,
Yes.
was the player who was trying to pull somebody off the pile. And we've seen this time and time again where somebody's trying to pull somebody off the pile. It's either your teammate or, especially when it's not your teammate, all of a sudden it creates a scrum. You get called for a unsportsmanlike penalty, 15 yards. It's a dead ball penalty, so it's not going to be a change of possession. But as Bruce Arians knows, in the playoffs, doesn't matter who you're playing, 15 yards is a big freaking deal.
Yes.
And so you look at it and you say, okay, I understand the circumstances. They were close to the Tampa Bay sideline. Bruce Arians comes lumbering off of the sidelines,
The key
as you
word,
can expect.
the key word being lumbering there, too.
As you can expect an old football coach to be doing. And instead of hitting him on the shoulder pad, he does this awkward, I'm going to tap you on the helmet, but I'm going to hit you too hard. It looks like a slap. And then as the follow through, he almost loses his balance, it looks to me, and then catches Adams with his elbow on the shoulder pad to basically brace himself. And you could see that the conversation was, hey, please don't do that. And so, obviously, playoffs, national TV, you see what happened. And the reaction at the time was, you know what? Coach is probably one of his players. And I didn't think anything of it.
Me neither.
Honestly. And then a day later, 2 days later, a couple days later, whatever, however long it took, they come out and they fine Bruce Arians $50,000 for striking a player with an open hand. I want to know if it was closed, it would have been more, or if that's appropriate. Well, I mean,
I guess it would have been more. I don't. I mean, I know we sometimes looked at as too old school and things like that. It's a different, it's a different society, the Russification of America and all that stuff. I get that criticism of people like me and you. But man, this wasn't Woody Hayes, hitting a Clemson player in the Gator Bowl.
right, it's his own player. And I'm not saying if you strike your own player, it's okay. I'm not saying that at all. But if you watch this and you watch it in real speed, don't slow-mo it, because then you lose all context.
Right.
But if you watch it, and I love his comment too. This is so Bruce Arians.
Yes.
Do we have that?
Yes, we do.
Let's go.
Hey, Bruce, just wanted to get this out of the way. I guess the league has fined you $50,000 for your encounter there at the sideline with Andrew Adams. Do you plan to appeal it? Do you have anything else to say about what you were trying to do?
I'll appeal it, and it ain't got nothing to do with the game, so we're good.
And then there's another one in the news article that I found that they were continuing to ask him about it, and he said, I've seen enough dumb. You can't pull guys out of the pile. We just got a big play, great field position, and he's trying to pull the guy out of the pile, and I was trying to knock him off the guy so that he wouldn't get a penalty. I get it, right? It's the playoffs. You don't want to give 15 yards, even if you're playing against a team that you know you're better than. The Eagles hadn't had anything going, but it's a big play. It's a big moment. Hey, don't ruin it with a 15-yard penalty.
Hey, look,
6 over the 49ers. I know it's the biggest spread of the weekend, but there's a reason for that. Aaron Rodgers got things humming. Devontae Adams. I think it's going to be that one game this week that gets out of hand. Just sign up with FanDuel Sportsbook and make a deposit to claim your 30-1 enhanced odds. And there's no better place to bet than the NFL playoffs at America's #1 sportsbook. It's simple and easy to use. It's safe and secure. And when you win, you get paid. You get paid in 2 hours. Already have a FanDuel Sportsbook account? FanDuel is hooking all customers up with $50 when you refer a friend. Plus, your friend is going to get $50 as well. Don't miss your chance to win $150 on a $5 bet. All you got to do is sign up with promo code Jansen, and it's going to be right there. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 97.1 The Ticket. Must be 21 or over. Present in Michigan. New users only. $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Maximum is $150. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJE at 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by NECA IBEW LMCC. The roads are quiet as usual at this time. Accident-free and light traffic volumes on the freeways. Construction is scheduled today out on 696 westbound at DeQuinder. Look for work crews blocking at least one lane between 9 and 3. Put the expertise and skill of NECA signatory contractors and IBEW electricians to work on your commercial, public, industrial, or residential construction project. Safety and proper PPE use matter more than ever. Start safe, stay safe. www.poweringmichigansfuture.com. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
97.1 The Ticket would like to remind you that when you text the ticket, standard text messaging rates apply.
Eating 100 ice cream cones? Brain freeze?
Oh, my head.
Taking 100 roller coaster rides? Gut-wrenching.
Oh, my stomach.
But playing a new instant game with up to 100 times the winnings? Lucky. Oh my gosh! Introducing Lucky Multiplier from the Michigan Lottery. 5 tickets each with a multiplier that could increase your prize money from 5 times up to 100 times. With over $197 million in total prizes. Play new Lucky Multipliers.
And put some lucky play in your day.
Knowing your limits is always the best bet. What makes fast cash from the Michigan Lottery so thrilling? The progressive jackpot that keeps building with every ticket sold all day long. From the moment you wake up, the jackpot's building. And while you're in the shower, it's still building. Even while you're working, it's still building. Until jackpot, winner, right on the spot. The fun keeps building with fast cash only from the Michigan Lottery. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
January 2022, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. With the chance of mortgage interest rates rising this year, you don't want to miss out on your chance to refinance. Call Hall Financial to see if you qualify for a no appraisal 8-day close, saving you time and money. Don't wait until rates rise. Call the company with nearly 5,000 5-star reviews. Get started right now. 866-CALL-HALL. Chat with us online. CallHallFirst.com.
Hall Financial, NMLS ID 1467435, Equal Housing Lender.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes. And in order to maneuver it, you need an expert by your side. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PC and tech solutions you need to help you get out in front and stay ahead of the game. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
Deep breaths.
Mize Virtual Meditation Studio has never been busier.
Imagine not working.
They need a remote assistant to realign their scheduling.
Blank calendar. Sorry. Back to your breath.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Make calls, schedule virtual interviews, and talk to candidates right from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with the Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
At Church's, we're doing 10 pieces of our crave-worthy comfort-made spicy or classic. That's 10 legs and thighs packed with bold flavor. That's how we do value. So you can do the Church's chicken starting at $10.99, dear. Church's, bringing them down home flavor. Offer valid at participating locations. 97.1 The Ticket. Hello, Pack 1270. Your
that's all right with you.
From Jake Eason to Sean Matthews
Yep.
to Justin Fields to Jake Fromm to this JT Daniels to it's like, look, they can do whatever they want, and Elisa was talking about, portal as well, and it's look, I understand the guys got an extra year because of COVID. What's that? 6-7 years of eligibility here. What's the deal?
I think after everybody that was on the roster in 2020 has a COVID year.
BetRivers.com and start betting with a winner. BetRivers Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Visit BetRivers.com for full terms and conditions. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
I'm Kristen Crick with BetQL. Do you want to beat the books? We've talked about the heavyweights of college basketball already this year. Monmouth, Davidson, but currently the best team against the spread in the land? Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders. They're 11-1-1 against the spread in their last 13 games, and that is what we call a heater, folks. Bet Middle Tennessee State while they're on a hot streak and thank me later like Drake. I'm Tristan Crick, helping you beat the books.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you. Experienced branch staff at over 250 locations, so you get the product you're looking for. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's so important your furnace runs properly and safely. Call Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical for a complete $89 check. They also have plenty of new furnaces in stock and free in-home estimates. Mastercraft, trusted for over 37 years. Visit mastercraftheating.com. Every day in business brings something new. So get the flexibility of our new mobile service designed for your small business. Introducing Comcast Business Mobile. You get the most reliable network, nationwide 5G included. And you can get unlimited data for just $30 per line per month when you get 4 lines. Or mix and match data options.
Simplicity and savings, all from one provider. Get fast and reliable Comcast Business Internet and mobile for your small business today, with no line activation fees or term contract required. Plus, see how you can save up to $500 a year on your wireless bill when you switch. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to learn more. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply. Requires Comcast Business Internet. Taxes, fees, and other charges extra. Most reliable based on RootMetrics US report. Results vary. Not an endorsement. Compares pricing to top carriers. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes of usage. Actual savings vary. Call for details.
Drive to the playoffs. Brought to you by Driveway.com. We've reached the halfway mark of the pro basketball season, and the playoff picture is starting to take shape. Golden State is back to full strength and looking to claim the top seed in the West, but Phoenix continues to win games, proving that last year's success wasn't just a fluke. Looking for a car? Go to Driveway.com, where you can get pre-qualified, buy a car, and get it delivered. Driveway.com. Car buying delivered on your terms and on your turf.
You and your phone have been through a lot this past year. It's been your lifeline to the world. And now some big wireless company is telling you gotta buy a new phone from them and sign their contract? They don't control you. With TracFone Wireless, you can keep the phone, number, and network you already have. Already got a 5G phone? Keep that too. Because TracFone runs on America's best networks now with 5G nationwide. Plus, we've got unlimited talk and text smartphone plans starting at just $20. TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. 5G nationwide access requires a 5G cable device. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
So a friend told me about Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, and his exact words were, "It changed my life. I used to spend a ridiculous amount of time trying to remove tomato sauce from inside our microwave and soap scum off the bathtub. It's like seriously magic, and my secret weapon for cleaning the kitchen, bathroom, doors, and walls, and even keeping my sneakers clean. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Greatest invention ever."
Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, the unicorn of cleaning.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by National Benefit Plans, 877-734-2200.
Get the latest sports news and inside information about Michigan and Michigan State on the 5-Star Zone with Rico Beard. Download it today on the Odyssey app. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
The telephone number 248-539-9797. As Governor Greg, I have my middle name should be Nitpick. There are certain things that just bother the core of my soul for no apparent reason.
Sure.
And they're usually not. It's usually not that big of a deal. For instance, I think it's ridiculous that. They actually do it anymore, but at Joe Louis
itself, by the way.
I do too. For their basketball team. You know, Florida State's got a pretty good program. They have a banner that says 2020 number 4 final ranking under the Seminole logo, and it says NCAA canceled.
Does it have a mask over it?
Because they were
The Seminole has.
yeah, that was funny as hell. Because there was no tournament then.
Right. It was canceled.
It was canceled. So because they finished 4th?
They didn't even play the ACC tournament.
No. Because they were 4th and you put up a banner? Really?
Number 4, final ranking.
Yeah.
2020.
Canceled. How stupid is that?
Well, I in the picture that we're seeing, I kind of wish that they did a little panoramic of the ones that are hanging next to it, so we can see if this was an epidemic.
Right.
If we're going to talk about a pandemic, if this was an epidemic at FSU, that they continue to hang banners that are, you know, it's a history for them. Like they hang irrelevant banners. Greg, you're looking at me like I used the word wrong.
Well, no, it's just that if they have any other banners for canceled seasons, I don't think so.
No, not for canceled seasons, for pointless things. Like, hey, we finished second in the conference.
Yes, exactly. That they have a very low bar, low standard for hanging banners.
Right next to that, they have one that says 1992 joined ACC.
Look, there have been really bad ones in the past, but the Colts had the 2014 AFC finalist. When they lost the AFC Championship game 45-7 to New England. The Nashville Predators, it says here, hung a banner for having the best regular season record in the Western Conference in 2017-18 and labeled it as regular season Western Conference champions. Must be something. Look.
Hey, there's a lot of reasons to celebrate. And some of them are best left inside the locker room. If you want to celebrate the fact that you made it to the AFC Championship game, put it in the locker room. Put it in the full team meeting. You know, and so it's something for the team to shoot for. Hey, we did this in 2014. Let's get back there and let's find a way not to get blown out.
So, Stoney, I've always wondered about this, that is there really anybody else on the planet that gets that? Look, we all think it's a joke to a degree, but that you actually get bothered by this.
Yeah.
Versus I just laugh at it.
Right.
There are people out there. There's I found a list from, this is 2015 online, CBS Boston local or whatever. 10 worst banners. This is like written by Michael Stone.
Do they have any of the ones there used to be ones at Ford Field that were ridiculous?
Well, I'm going to go through this here, and you can comment as I say some of them. First season sellout, 2006, New Orleans Saints season ticket holders. Tampa Bay Rays, 2013 Wild Card banner.
Should they? Now, if you had a season sellout for the Tampa Bay Rays, that would be impressive. They only get 3,000 people at games, and they're good.
The existence of the Montreal Expos, 1969 to 2004, inside the Bell Center in Montreal, in the hockey arena.
Celebrating that they had a franchise?
They never played there.
Yeah, that's weird. They left before the Bell Center was even built.
The Seahawks have the 12 banner. I think that's fine.
That's okay.
Maybe they built the Bell Center since they didn't have to build a new stadium.
The 12 for the Seahawks isn't bad.
Back-to-back Washington Mystics, WNBA attendance champions, 2002-2003.
Listen, I'm done.
Greatest fans in the world.
They went after the Red Wings with the regular season championships. I don't know if those are still up in LCA.
I don't think they are.
This was at the Joe.
Yeah, I agree. I think those are ridiculous.
Ooh, don't like this. The Patriots 16-0 banner. They lost.
Yeah, they won the Super Bowl. No, sorry.
And the finalist one you mentioned with the Colts.
Yeah.
Is there an asterisk at the end of the Patriots one that says 16-0 regular season, but 18-1?
No. They lied. They used to have something. Ford Field that we made fun of. I can't remember what it was. Like playoff
banner. Is it playoff appearance banner?
Yeah, I think they got rid of that.
They did.
Yeah.
By the way, this is nitpicky gov here. Okay, if you're going to have a New England 16-0 2007 regular season record, it needs to have the right NFL logo with it. It has the new NFL logo with the more crisp font. I believe that at that time the old font was there, where it was more like of a cursive-y.
Wait.
Okay, I know. Okay, this is very difficult to explain, but I want you to know that I know what you're talking about. I just want you to give some affirmation. I know what you're talking about.
I know, they'll put the logos up with what their logo was at that time with the appropriate script too.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it right.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. 248-539-9797. Now, what did Michigan? Wasn't there a T-shirt or something that they had after, they tied for the Big Ten?
After they got blown out by Ohio State, they tied for the East Conference Championship.
Yeah.
There was Twitter rumor.
Oh, okay.
Well, Michigan, I know at one time had an NIT banner.
Yes.
In
Chrysler. The NIT used to mean something.
Was it an NIT championship?
Yeah. Back in 1940.
So NIT was
up until a certain point. It was kind of cool when the tournament only had 32 or 16.
NIT used to be the big one.
Actually, it was.
Yeah.
It was more important than the NCAA's back in the day, which is crazy.
They also used to have two 1991 and 1992 Final Four banners.
I think
92, 93. I'm sorry.
I think maybe next year they do that because it'll be 30 years.
92, 93, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe bring Steve Webb back. I'll love to relive that old story again.
Maybe they'll call coach.
Yeah. That's right, they're old coach. Maybe he can do that. Maybe
No, all coach. Bring back. We had that one caller said bring back the Fab Five. They should all be a part of the program.
That's
all
right.
coach.
That's right.
It's got to do better. Got to recruit better.
Well, maybe
number one class.
Maybe the other members of the Fab Five will do interviews and things. All right. You want to go away, relax, have a wonderful time. It is the D in Las Vegas. Mike and Rico, they were there over the weekend, and they had a fabulous, fabulous time. The new sports bar there, Bar Canada, where they did the show from. Great food at the D. You have Joe Vicari's Andiamo Italian Steakhouse. And, you just feel like, I want a Coney dog, but I'm in Las Vegas. Well, the D, they got one right there. American Coney dog. You want to play golf when you're in Vegas? The concierge service at the D will hook you up with a tee time at any of the great places where golf is played in Las Vegas, and there are tons of good courses in Las Vegas. Now, the other appealing thing about the D, besides how much fun it is the cost. Best bang for your buck, inexpensive, great time, and downtown is a hoot, so to speak. All right, so go book your room today, thed.com. You'll save a lot of money. You'll have a great time. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center. So far, so good on the drive this morning. Still accident-free, and traffic volumes are still pretty light on all of the area freeways. Coming up today, there's some road work scheduled 696 westbound at DeQuinder, some single-lane closures. Also, a right-lane closure for M59 Hall Road westbound between North Avenue and Card Road. Don't forget 75 northbound, the exit to 11 Mile closed until later this year. Lincoln Avenue, 10.5 mile at 75 closed also. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
TJ Lang joins Stoney and Jansen Mondays at 9 on 97.1 The Ticket. This Odyssey.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Lalonde Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Once again, there's plenty of chatter about Russell Wilson's future. But really, folks, the noise you hear is from his agent, who's trying to extract a maximum contract extension from the Seahawks. Wilson's really not going anywhere. Pete Carroll doesn't want to start over, and I know that he's totally engaged with Wilson on fixing the team next year. So, it's all noise. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Have
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-981-9332 now. That's 800-981-9332 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-981-9332 to learn more. 800-981-9332. That's 800-981-9332. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Ball between the circles, slips it up and in, counted, and a foul on O'Neal. Cunningham slings one to Felipe, left corner, Scooter for three.
Sounds of the game, brought to you by Klipsch Premium Audio.
Klipsch Premium Audio, the combination of thoughtful design, constant innovation, and premium materials creates the ultimate listening experience. Your music has never sounded so good. Klipsch, keepers of the sound.
Score big on the NBA action with this special offer from BetMGM. Simply place a $10 moneyline wager on any game. If either team hits a three-pointer, you'll win $200 in free bets, regardless of your bet's outcome. Just use the bonus code STONY200 when you make your first bet to take advantage of this offer. Enjoy the NBA like never before with BetMGM's live betting options, boosted odds specials, and daily promotions all season long. Plus, earn M-Life rewards through BetMGM online play to use at any MGM resort nationwide. Turn loyalty points into comps for room nights, restaurants, and more. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager. Michigan only. New customer promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bets or site credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
Want to cash in during the pro football playoffs? Try out Giving Props, a free-to-play contest on BetQL.com. Every round of the postseason, we'll post 10 props. Simply create an account and make your picks for a chance to win $2,000 in weekly winnings. Plus, just by signing up, you're entered into a random grand prize drawing for $10,000. Get started today at BetQL.com/props. That's BetQL.com/props.